Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your October tarot card reading. My name is Wendy and I'm wishing you all a happy October, happy Halloween. Today Salem is going to be helping us with the reading. I'm teaching him how to read cards. So, all right, little apprentice, let's look at the main theme for Sagittarius. Happening in October right away, you've got the 10 of Pentacles. So the main theme for this month for you is largely to do with your resources and investment, so to speak. Investment of quality, choosing quality over quantity, thinking about the best possible business deals, the right people to work with, and it feels like it might be a different group from what you'd expect or who you would naturally gravitate toward. These people could be very different from you. You might just feel like there's a lot of differences between you and this other person, but they might end up having some really awesome opportunities for you. So don't turn up your nose at certain people who want to work with you this month, because they seem to offer you a greater, like they have resources. I feel like this could connect to your 8th house as well. I feel a lot of 8th house activity for you, Sagittarius. So it is, when we look at taxes and grants and other people's money, you might get a piece of the pie, so to speak. I feel like this month you're focusing too on, like I said, investing in quality over quantity. So you really want to look at how you represent yourself and how that's going to show when you look back at this time, or when you look back at your finished product. You really want it to be something that you're proud of. And you're thinking long term. You're thinking like, how will this hold up over the next 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 years? How will this hold up over time? And, when I look back at my life, or when I think about somebody, as dark as this may sound, when I think about somebody writing my obituary, what do I want it to say? What do I really want to be known for? As I'm approaching retirement, what is the legacy I've left behind? How have I served my community, served loved ones, and what have I also gained from that? Like, what is my mark? What is my legacy that I'm leaving in this place? There could be awkward social dynamics this month, particularly with in-laws. I feel like you could be interacting with, again, it's 8th house, so it's not just who you know, it's also everyone that person is connected to, or everything that contract sort of exposes you to, let's say. And, in the 8th house of the zodiac wheel, it's very much about the greater tree of everything that we're connected to. So there's a presence. You're present with, I want to say, intergenerational members of the family, intergenerational members of the community. I feel like I'm getting something too with your housing. If you live in a building, or if you live in a condo or a co-op, there's something about people maybe having different opinions or different wishes, like different outcomes that they desire. And so it's important that we honor all of those different life stages, and we honor the needs of all these different people. Like, one person could be single, one person might have a spouse and several children, and they need very different things, but really everything has to be sort of distributed fairly. So there's something about resources and how they're distributed. We're going to look at obstacles, what's helping you this month, your greatest strength. We'll look at career and money and love as well. But I just wanted to get, I'm hearing Forerunner. I just wanted to get a preliminary card to see your main theme for the month. So you are dealing with other people, you're dealing with resources, and even in your own home, it might feel like you're a little bit of a stranger, but you're in a familiar place. Do you feel like a stranger at home? Do you feel like a stranger in the family dynamic? Do you feel like a stranger when you interact, even though you know these people? There's just something that you feel like you're kind of on the outside a little bit. I'm not sure if you're going into observation mode purposely, or if you just are kind of on the outside looking in. But it's almost like you don't want to get in the way of something, like you don't really want to be in the middle of something, but you're observing, you're on the outside looking in. And of course, being in observation mode really helps us see things from an objective point of view, where you're looking at this conversation and you're listening to either side, and then you can synthesize and find a solution that works for both. Like mediation could be a theme. But yeah, definitely a little bit of an awkward, uncomfortable dynamic, but also considering maybe what you have to put up with in order to achieve the long-term goal. I have to stay here and pay my dues in order to achieve this long-term goal that I have, or working with this company leads me to this vision that I have, and I do kind of have to follow their rules, or I do sort of have to, it kind of feels like it's responsibility, it's duty, it's feeling somewhat restrained or constrained by these people to whom you have an obligation, but you get something out of it too. And that's really what I want to emphasize with this 8th house activity. A lot of the signs so far seem to be getting messages about like fated events. So October seems to bring fated events, fated changes, but there's an acceptance with it, right? Because we're in that season of change, and it does make us think about our resources. It does make us think about how things have served us and how our harvest has served us maybe up to this point, and what we would do differently next year. As we go into the winter months, the fall and the winter months, we're looking at the harvest symbolically and quite literally, and considering, okay, I wouldn't grow that again, or I wouldn't do it this way again. Again, that bird's eye view where you feel like an outsider looking in, but you're able to see where resources are being allocated. But I feel like I keep needing to emphasize that other people's like vision or desire or needs may be like I'm hearing the ruling. I don't want to. It feels like they're kind of in charge a little bit, but you get something out of it as well. Anyway, let's move on from that. I think we've covered it enough. Talked about it for 7 minutes. Okay, let's see what's blocking you. What is blocking you? Are there any obstacles for Sagittarius in the month of October? It's the 6 of Wands. Your obstacle is your work, your career, the promotion, the goal, right? It's like, I want the promotion, but I've got to do this their way. I have to show up their way. I have to, they want me to jump through all these different interview processes just to get the job. And it's like, I accept that because that's going to lead me to where I want to be. So for some reason, your work is an obstacle this month, your career, how you want to be in service to people, doing the right thing. Also, I'm wondering if there's someone on your workforce who is frustrating you because they keep trying to show you how to do something. They might keep watching you. Maybe they're the observer and you're just trying to get a lay of the land, or design your next project or whatever it is, figure out where you're going from here and into the final quarter. We're well into the final quarter, but I feel like that there's something in the workplace, and there's something about being quite eager to do the job properly. Maybe this person, if it's not you, they really want praise. They really want to show up. This could be like someone who's kind of a tattletale as well. And you feel like, you're like, why are you spoiling this for everyone? Can you just be a team player? So this person's goals might kind of create a bit of a challenge with yours because they also want the same things you do. So I'm wondering if we're going to see competition in some of these cards. But if that's just you, it's like something else in your life is taking precedence. Maybe you just need a break, but it's like, oh, I've got to show up and I have to keep doing well. I've established this, or I have to keep going. Your work is it feels like it's getting in your way a little bit this month. Maybe your interests are elsewhere, your focus is elsewhere. Maybe you are dealing with an estate, or you are dealing with massive changes in the family dynamic, and you need to show up there, but you also need to show up kind of in your own immediate 6th house responsibilities, your routine, your work. So there's something about wanting to do the right thing and be an upstanding citizen that gets in the way this month. So I'm very curious. The hat is just, this is hopeless. I don't know. It doesn't matter. What helps you, Sagittarius? What is your greatest asset, your greatest strength? What's going to help you this month? What's going to help Sagittarius this month? The 9 of Cups. I don't read reversals. So the 9 of Cups is your strength. So, it's almost like be careful what you wish for a little bit. I think that's important, Sagittarius. Be careful what you wish for, because it could very well come true. The universe is really listening to you. So if you're like complaining continually about something, it could be taken away from you, or your position like changes somehow. But I will say that you have the power of magic this month. And I think that being unapologetically yourself is going to give you insight and perspective. You know, as you look at these very external circumstances, what's going to help you is what's in your heart, what you desire, what you wish for at a soul level. So your soul is wishing for something, and that seems to be manifesting this month. So even though you've got all this other stuff going on, the universe is actually listening to the deepest part of you and giving you reminders, giving you affirmations, giving you proof, giving you the gift, giving you the reward. You could feel quite lucky this month. I think indulgence could also be something that really helps you. The 9 of Cups is often quite indulgent. So this could be good food, pleasures of the body, just generally enjoying things just for the sake of pleasure, just because it feels good. It seems like you've got a lot of responsibility in October, and so having that time to enjoy things just because they feel good is really going to help keep you grounded and keep you in a more positive, comforted mindset. And it's kind of tricky because it's like what you're wishing for and what you have to do are at odds. This is what you want, and this is your greatest strength this month. But, you know, the 6 of, I was just in the middle of a wonderful meditation, but my alarm's going off and now I have to get ready for work. I was really gonna, I was gonna sit down and take 3 hours to bake a beautiful pie this evening, but someone has just requested my presence, or they need me to show up somehow. So now I have to go and do that, right? There's like this duty. But there is a way for balance. I mean, we are in Libra season, so there is a way to balance both our relationships, our responsibilities, and then also having time for ourselves. If you don't have time for yourself, then that needs to change, right? And you're the only one who can change that. So maybe there's a need to create some boundaries where you can have more of that self-indulgent time. And I don't want to say that even, the 9 of Cups can be very much like physical indulgences, but can also be, again, time to meditate, time to wish, time to dream. Like, I want to do my 2026 year ahead reading. I want to make time to prepare my holiday menu. Just those really like comforting, lovely things that really fulfill us internally. Make sure that you allow yourself to have that time. This is just going to get worse and look weirder as we go on. Tis what it is. All right, career and money for Sagittarius. Career and money, Sagittarius. I'm so curious what this card is because I don't know, I feel like it's a bit devastating. Ooh, the Eight of Pentacles. That's not bad at all. I was seeing an archway, a stone archway. Like you're entering a cave or entering some kind of secret, safe place or really old building, and it's very cool inside. But yeah, I was seeing a stone archway. Why did it feel devastating? I'm not sure. I think I saw the color black. It doesn't matter. Eight of Pentacles. So in career and money, you're establishing maybe some new routines, reworking the schedule. Things are in the process stage, and it's a time to plan. This is a really good time to plan. It seems like this time of year is actually good for making plans, putting things, in the right place, following this like step by step, the to-do list, right? Just checking things off the list. So it feels very practical and very simple. I think you're refining your process. I'm hearing apprentice. I don't know if some of you are bringing an apprentice in or you're apprenticing. There's a teaching, learning aspect. Maybe I want to learn a new skill. But I heard the devastation that I was feeling. I don't know, maybe it's like you feel like you have to start all over. And that's why the Nine of Cups is your greatest strength. I wonder if this Ten of Pentacles is like someone who quits. And then all of a sudden, they don't give their notice, they just leave or they don't show up. And then everyone else kind of has to come in and do they have to? I mean, this work, it feels important. It feels like it is something that needs to get done. And I think sometimes in Tarot land, we need to be, realistic about the lives that we live, especially when it comes to career, because I think we assume that people have more free time than they do. And so it feels like there's something very important that needs to be done. And so, yeah, if this person leaves, everyone or one person takes on that extra responsibility, maybe it's you. I don't know if Sagittarius wants to hear that right now, but I feel like you see it paying off in the long term. But yeah, if you are starting over in some way, you can re-envision how this is going to go. So even if, whether the Eight of Pentacles feels positive or negative for you right now, because you're like, what do you mean I'm in the planning stages? What do you mean I'm still working on this? I've been working on this forever. Your greatest asset is the vision. It's your weirdest little secrets that you keep for yourself. Something that you keep for yourself too, like your favorite chocolate bar in your work desk to get you through the day kind of thing. Or like just these little indulgences that are just for you, just your own little secret. Or maybe you've got like a little, pen pal or someone who you're messaging with, and that keeps you, gives you some pep in your step. So whatever you can do that, it's kind of like your little secret, that's going to be a bonus this month. It's going to help you. It's going to be a strength. Because it gives you these little boosts that you need, right? The little pick-me-up. You need a pick-me-up. And I don't know, I feel like you can actually see everything falling into place. I feel like career and money are pretty positive. You can see things falling into place. Everything's going where it should, even if you're starting over, so to speak, or you have to reinvent something. You've got the wisdom from before, and you've also got the support of the universe listening to your wish, your deepest wish, that it's going to become real. It seems like you want to reorder things as well. I don't know if you're like reorganizing your desk or your walls, your office. You want to surround yourself with things that inspire you or things that make you feel proud. Something is growing, something is increasing. Money looks good. Career looks good. It actually looks like a really good month. These cards look awesome. These are really good cards. Okay, and let's look at love for Sagittarius. I will just say, if you want a personal reading with me, I'll leave my information in the description box below. Basically, you just have to find my email address there and just shoot me an email and say, let's set this up. You know, these are my questions. This is what I want to focus on. I'd love to read for you personally. Okay, Sagittarius, what is going on in love this month? Love for Sagittarius. Didn't I say I had a little apprentice with me? Just realized how... Sagittarius. Love. There it is. Saggy. Can't ignore it anymore. Now, we could certainly say that maybe your partner's feeling this way and you're helping them, or you feel this way and your partner is helping you. But something really needs to change in love, and it feels like it's the balance of responsibilities. It's the balance of, I don't know, family, 8th house, very prominent in your reading. Partners, family, partners taking on, you know, maybe they've got to step in and take care of somebody and they're feeling a bit burnt out, or you're taking care of someone again feeling burnt out. There's just this, I don't know, it's like, oh, I can't go forward. I've got to change. It's done. There's a dead end for some reason in love. Let's look at what's causing this. The 6th house and routine. Venus is in Virgo, so like I said, I have seen an emphasis on 6th house and the details of daily life for everybody, but it feels like something has fallen quite out of balance, where maybe the tasks of like the household are falling on one person. Someone's burnt out because they're at a dead end. They can't take any more. It's coming at them from all sides. And you know, often as we're talking about the details of daily life, like often we don't value that enough. It's like, oh, I don't need to take my vitamin today. Oh, I don't need to go for my run today. Or I don't need to have that 10 minutes of like me time, 10 minutes. You know what I mean, right? Like sometimes we just, I'm too busy, I'll do it later. And we fall off. And that leads to the intense burnout that we see in this card. Exhausted, I can't go any further. If I don't take a break, then I'm going to be forced to take a break because like I'm not putting in what I'm giving out. I'm not nourishing myself. I'm not taking a break. I'm not sleeping. Like someone is so overwhelmed. And even though they should just be crashing and falling asleep as soon as they get home, they can't. They're up. They're like, nervous system is shot. It's someone, there's going to be a change to routine, a daily life. Maybe, I don't know, pets or children. It's not just work, because there's so much in a day that is part of our routine. When do you wake up? Where do you go? What do you eat? Who do you talk to? What do you listen to? How do you prepare for the next day? There's a lot expected of us in this modern life to manage all of that. And so what do you need to remove so that you can focus on what really matters and getting yourself back to a place of health? Now, someone might need to incorporate massage. Maybe you go for couples massage, or maybe it's acupuncture. It just feels like everyone in this person's life, your life maybe, it kind of feels like you might feel betrayed, because it's like everyone knew about this before I did. And so I kind of see this 10 of Swords as the 10 of Pentacles. I just got chills. All the 10 people in this card each put a sword in this person's back, because they couldn't warn them, they couldn't, give them a heads up, or I don't know, it's like, I find this strange phenomenon lately where people, like in the last, I don't know, couple of years or so, I think it has a lot to do with pop psychology and the proliferation of therapy talk. And I say this as someone who's in school to become a psychotherapist. It's like people they misplace the notion of boundaries, and they don't want to help someone, like their best friend or their lover. It's like, oh, I can't give you advice, that's not my place, or oh, I'm not giving advice, like it's your life, kind of thing. When really, like, people talk about things sometimes, they don't always want advice, but sometimes it's helpful or it's needed, and it just feels like, I don't know, it feels like maybe people are not listening to you, or they don't know what to say, and it makes them oh my gosh. Like, it makes them I'm sorry. I might just go back to, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make a joke out of this or distract from your reading, but it's so distracting being on camera sometimes that I might just go back to filming the cards. Like, sometimes it's fun to dress up, but sometimes it's easy to just turn the camera on the cards and talk about them, instead of like, this hat feels gross on my head and it's making everything else feel gross. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Is that kind of symbolic of what's happening here, 10 of Swords? It's like, I just want you to get to the point, or I just want you to be straight with me, but like what I just did is I'm 10 of Swordsing you by shifting the focus. I don't know. Why don't we clarify what's really going to help you? Let's clarify what will help you in love, okay? Like, generally, your greatest strength this month is the 9 of Cups. So let's say something terribly happens in love. It comes to an ending. You accept, geez, I just can't go further. Or like, I don't know, it's these difficult times too. If you are going through a difficult time, is your partner there, right? It's these moments that really show if someone has your back or not. And maybe that's what's actually illuminating how you actually feel. So, what is going to be your greatest strength in love? What is really going to help Sagittarius in love? Okay, we have Neptune, sacrifice. So sacrifice is going to help you in love. Wow. Healing. Someone sacrifices themselves too much. It feels very one-sided, because it's like, they're trying to aim for the greater good. And that act is noble, but it almost feels like there's someone who needs to heal their tendency to sacrifice themselves. And Libra had this as their obstacle for the month, so I don't know if you're dealing with Libra, but there could be similarities between the two of you if you want to watch their reading, or if you have that in your chart, or if you're dealing with a Libra. So your greatest strength in love is healing tendency to sacrifice constantly, to overlook your needs, to help everyone else. Why do you do that? Why do you run away from yourself to help everyone else? Is it because you're worried about being seen as selfish? Being selfish this month is actually your greatest strength. And sacrifice, we need to look at that relationship because Chiron came out with it. So it might need to be healed. You will have to sacrifice something this month in order to heal. So you might have to forgo all like social plans for a week so that you can rest. You might have to, there's a lot of different ways this could play out, but looking at the relationship of martyrdom to your love life, are you always sacrificing your own comfort? Are you always sacrificing your own needs? Who's getting sacrificed in this? Who is benefiting from it? And why does it have to be that way all the time? It's in our nature. We take on these roles, but it feels like someone is really trying to protect someone else. Like that's their sacrifice. They're trying to protect someone else from the truth, but it would actually really help this person to just know the truth. So if you're cross-watching and you're with a Sagittarius, they like the straight truth. Even though they can be a little fiery, you all can be a little fiery just at the beginning. And then you very quickly cool off, I think, and you're quite reasonable to deal with. So, if there is a cross watcher and that's been your dynamic, don't worry. But yeah, that dynamic really needs to change. But just healing generally, like what is your biggest wound in relationships? What have your patterns in relationships shown you? You're a human being too. You are a three-dimensional organic being too. You also need to heal. You can't continually sacrifice yourself to heal someone else. It's like you want to heal yourself, but you do it through helping others, which can be very healing, but there has to be a balance, right? So I don't want to keep preaching at you, but that's the general message for this month ahead. So there's a little bit of a lesson, but there always is, and it's totally doable. So Saggy, I hope this has been helpful. Salem says thank you for letting him be a part of your reading today, and if you would like a personal reading with us, go ahead and book with me. Information is in the description box. Thank you for putting up with me as I perceived myself, and I will be seeing you very soon